So happy Tuesday, everybody. This is JoJo Bennington. This is our weekly team call. So happy to see all of your faces. Anyone else excited today for birthday cake? Birthday cake, birthday cake. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, it is our 17th birthday in Isogenics. So Isogenics is 17 years old. And so for our 17th birthday, they did a little short-term seasonal shake called birthday cake. So if you imagine fluffy white vanilla cake with sprinkles, that is what they're telling me it tastes like. So we ordered some to get it on the way because, you know, that to me, that sounds like perfect protein to make my protein cookies with. Just saying.
Right? You could literally have your cake and eat it too.
You could have your cake and shake it too. Okay. I love it. So you know what, we have, since Crystal's on with us tonight and she just got back from the dash to Disney, we would love her to just like give us some little insight on how fun it was.
Yeah, well, it was Disney. It was wonderful.
Congratulations on winning the trip and all the hard work you put in to do that. So, and so tell us how fun it was. Give us some highlights.
Yeah, the first day we got there, we went a day early, which was so great because we went really early in the morning. So we hit a water park, and I think it was 85 degrees that day. And then the next day they had the Isogenics experience. So they brought all the characters in, which was so great because we didn't have to wait in any of those lines, you know, for our kids to get all the pictures. And my daughter was, she saw, I think it was both Belle and Cinderella, but I took a live of her when Cinderella came over and took her hand, and it was like, it was so great. So if you want to smile, check out my Facebook Live.
Okay.
On my page. It was great. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, it was wonderful. The parks were great, and you know, everybody, it was just so nice, and it was fantastic.
And every event they do is always over the top. So anything they do is always special, right? So
it was so special. Yeah. We felt pampered the whole time for sure.
Awesome. Well, glad you got to experience that. That's so amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it was wonderful.
Hey. All right. So let's do some quick housekeeping before we roll tonight. So you guys know about Forever University. So the university, the Super Saturday weekend where we're going to do all about the Forever Pack, which is May 10th and 11th. If you don't know about that, I just posted the event in Rock Your Life. If you aren't in there, then let me know so I can add you in. And if not, I can just send you the link to the event so you can join us. So Friday night, there will be an opportunity meeting, and all day Saturday, it'll be Lenny and Dave and me and Vinny and Laura and Scott St. John and Ryan and Becca Johnson and Nicholas Stoddard. And I don't know, there's a ton of us that are going up to teach everybody the whys, what's, ins and outs of the Forever Pack. So you can walk out of there and feel really confident in being able to go share this amazing, simple way to do the business. And I know, Amanda, you have a couple of events that are coming up in Utah that you just posted up as well. So if you want to share those, I don't know, I see you're on, but I don't know what you're doing. So I don't know if you can pop on and share those.
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. Thanks.
So it is the 29th of this month in Hurricane, Utah.
Okay.
So right outside of St. George. And Dave MacArthur is doing his presentation.
Awesome.
On the Forever Pack.
Okay.
So
perfect.
It's at 6:30.
Great. And then and that you just posted that in Rock Your Life as well. So all that information is there. If you have somebody that's around the St. George area, that would be great to get them there. Monday night Zoom, the opportunity meeting with Dave and Lenny, and we all pop in and out. And do some training on the Monday Night Zoom that's done an opportunity meeting that you can invite prospects to. And this week we have a special one because Dave and Jimmy Smith are going to be doing a Zoom on Thursday night, and it's always so fun to hear Jimmy. So if you don't know who Jimmy Smith is, he's our #1 all-time income earner in the company. Him and his family have earned over $70 million in this company. Is that crazy? But what's so fun is he just turned 91. He's been here for 16 years. So if you do the subtraction on that, he didn't start as a young little spring chicken, right? He started when he was already, thinking about retirement, and he jumped in and just here he went. So you'll be able to hear his story and how excited he is about how we're building with the Forever Pack. So Thursday night will be really amazing. Thursday morning, we have the call, at the training call that's in the morning, and that's an actual telephone call, so not a Zoom, where we are going through the flow chart and teaching the steps to sharing. And then next week, we have a mystery guest. Okay, so I can't tell you who it is, but you will want to be here because it's a very cool couple who have made big waves since they came into the company, and you'll absolutely know who they are, and you'll want to hear their story because what they do with their business is a way that everyone can also still build while using the Forever Pack. So it'll be great. And Amanda's hosting our little mystery guest next week. So, okay. So fears and objections. Are you ready? Okay. So we're going to play a little truth or dare. We thought we'd make this a little fun instead of doing the normal, let's just drag them out. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to call on one of my little Hollywood squares that I see on my screen. And I'm going to say fear or objection. And Anna is going to reach in her little jar of fear or objections. We have two bowls, one's of fears and one's of objections. And whoever I call on, then please share how you would overcome that fear. If you've experienced the fear, if it's an objection, how you would overcome the objection. And if you're not sure, then that gives us a chance to dialogue and help everyone through it. Cool? Everyone understand the rules of the game? Okay. All right. So, Jeanette, we're starting with you. She's like, oh, no. Yay! So, I'm going to unmute you. Ready? Okay. Or you unmute yourself. That's okay. She can share in our fear and objection. It's all good. Hi. All right. Fear or objection, Jeanette?
Fear.
Okay.
All right. Your fear is, so somebody that you are speaking with says that they are too shy or they don't like to talk to people.
Oh, my mother. So I have told her that she can definitely pass along what she's been experiencing. And since she's shy, to have them come towards me or have her say, oh, my daughter, she's been in it longer than I have. I'll have her send you information. So that's what I'll be doing.
I love it.
Awesome.
Good. Does anybody else have another answer to that? That would also help because I think that's a really great way. It's Crystal. Was that a hand?
Yeah, well, it was, and then I took it back, but I'll say what I was thinking. I've had a couple people say recently, I don't have any friends. I don't have as many friends as you. And I think that's similar. So, I was just telling them, if there's anybody that you're working with who just happens to talk about the fact that they're so tired or the fact that they're, not looking forward to the summer because they have to lose weight to get into their bathing suit, that's just an opportunity to say, hey, I'm doing this thing that I'm loving and it might be a solution for you. Are you open, to learning more? And then we have this great link and it's super easy that way. So that was one thing I mentioned to somebody today, if they didn't want to send out a bunch of, cold messages.
Love it. That feels good. Thank you.
Kristen, did you want to share something too?
Similar to what Crystal was saying, just kind of latching on to what's changed for you and just constantly sharing that story. And Jeanette, for your mom, I would just tell her, say, use my story. Go ahead. Like, what's going on for me. You can talk about me. I'm your daughter. You're proud of me, kind of thing. So that might make it a little easier for her too, instead of her putting more on your plate. Not that you don't mind taking it from your mom, but.
I like that idea of using you as I'm proud of my daughter. Yeah. I love that. Great idea. Stay unmuted, Kristen, because you are the next contestant on The Price is Right. Okay, so fear or objection?
Fear.
I won't be able to talk like you.
I think, again, I would just go with like coming from the heart and coming from your personal experience, because that's you connecting with someone, and that connection is going to be the meaning behind where they're coming from. I know when I signed up, Jen Ayotte, she took the time and got to what I wanted out of it. Just by connecting with a person and getting to what they really want, I think is more important. And then once they know that, they can share that easily because it's nothing but truth.
Good. Agreed. Anyone else have an answer for that?
I'd like to add, oftentimes I think I hear that just because people they say they don't know a lot about the product, right? So what's on Denatured Way versus Denatured Way. And what I just like to reiterate is that that's okay. Not everybody, you don't have to know everything. That's why we have a huge team and a bunch of tools. So what you don't know, either somebody else will know, or there's a link or a website that you can send somebody to. So
what a great opportunity for a three-way call.
Yes. I always remember when Peter Kelly wore that tool belt and said, share the tools, don't be a tool. So I think of her every time I think of that.
That's funny. Cool. Thank you. All right, Paul, fear or objection?
I'm going to switch it up to an objection.
Okay.
Right on. We sort of just did that one. Ooh, I like this one. I don't need to cleanse.
Oh boy, that's a good one. I know how you feel. I had no idea what cleansing was either. But what I found is it's something that is been around for quite a long time, which is intermittent fasting, and it's a nutritionally supported intermittent fast. So it's not like it's not a cleanse where you need to stay next to the toilet all day long. It's a deep cellular cleanse. It's not harsh. It's not a kidney. It's not a liver. It's not anything like that. And I found it actually to be pretty easy. And, I did it while I had a blue collar job and was very active throughout the day, and found that I had a lot more energy at the end of the day than I had going into it.
It's good. I like what you did there. Anyone else have an answer for that? Did you think that was just good? Does anybody know what he did there? He actually used a tool right there. Does anybody know what he used?
The feel, felt, found.
Yep, feel, felt, found.
Yes, feel, felt, found. So I totally understand how you feel. And that means that I've been there too. So we're on the same wavelength. I felt the same way, right? What I found was this. And it helps us to help them understand that we've been there too, because I think we've all had that skeptical moment. We've all had that thought process. And so felt the same way. So we're totally in, empathy with them. And then when we go to what I found was this, then it helps shift the perspective to a different direction. And that it's actually a really great tool to use all the time. I was doing a call with a team member the other day, and they were like, "Did you just feel, felt, found me?" Like, I totally did, but I'm glad you caught it. Right, so it's good. Good job, Paul. Okay, Andy, fear or objection?
Fear.
Ooh, I don't want to be pushy or salesy.
Oh, I use the feel, felt, found all the time too. In fact, the feel, felt, found, it helps me to think on my feet, because when I get started with it, it kind of usually just comes. I know how you feel. I felt that way too. But what I found is that when we share our genuine, whatever, our genuine experiences with the product and with the people and the community, that it flows naturally, and it never ever feels like selling. In fact, I don't ever feel like I'm selling anything, because I'm not. I'm just sharing my own experience.
That's good. Good job. Anybody else have an answer for that, or feel like they have something different? That was pretty good, huh? Awesome. Okay. All right, Crystal. Fear or objection?
How about an objection?
I'm on too many medications to eat healthy.
I would say, listen to what you just told me. I don't really know where to go with that. There's definitely occupational therapists, and I've got a lot of patients who take a lot of meds. I would definitely recommend bringing this to your doctor and letting them know that you want to try it, and seeing if they can monitor you while you start this. But I really feel like there aren't and I don't know 100% if there aren't, but I don't think that there's a lot of medications that interact with this. It's really just food. So I would recommend bringing it to your doctor. I can give you the website for all of the ingredients, and you can print them out, or you can send that to them and just let your doctor know that you want to start this, and they can monitor you while you're doing it.
Perfect. What I love is that Crystal didn't say, let me go ask your doctor if this is okay to do. Because the majority of the time, a doctor is going to say, they don't understand the system. They're going to tell you no, because that puts them in liability. But if I go to them and say, hey, doc, this is what I'm going to do, monitor me while I do it, they will do that. They might give a little flack, but they will monitor you while you do it. And it's actually been a really great way to introduce doctors to the system, because they see how great we do on it. So that was a great answer. Awesome. Mary, fear or objection? Thanks, Crystal.
Fear.
There's lots of fear going on tonight.
What will people think of me?
What will people think of me? And I think that's been one of my fears holding me back, but I'm trying to get over that. If someone says that to me, I guess I would just tell them to be genuine. That a lot of us feel that way as well. And just to let it flow as naturally as possible.
Good. Does that feel good for you to do that?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Anybody else have an answer for that too? Backup answer? Wendy?
I think I would, I guess feel, felt, found is the answer to everything.
It really is.
And I love how Andy said that it just like, once I start saying it, I'm like, oh, yeah, that gives me some time to think about it, because I'm no longer convincing them. I'm just sharing my story. And I feel like that's so much easier. It's easier. I know my own story, so it's easier to do that than make something up. So I would say I know how you feel. I felt the same way too. And then I realized that nobody else was paying for my bills. Nobody else was planning for my future or my retirement or my kids' college tuition. It was me. So I knew that what I was doing wasn't working, so I had to try something else. So yeah, I mean, it's been tough. It's not easy because I've had to, my friends, my circle of friends have changed. Like my previous friends don't really understand where I'm coming from, and that's okay. But you know, I've realized that I just needed to surround myself with people who felt the same way I did, and it's made all the difference, and I'm so much happier. I'm glad I did.
Good. Thank you. That's good. Sherry. Fear or objection? Oh wait, I can't hear you. You're muted. There you go.
Go with another fear.
Another fear.
What's the fears going on?
I won't be able to do what you do.
So, to answer that is, I understand that. My director, I can't do what she can do, but I can show you how to begin. And one of the things that I've learned to do is to ask some questions, to listen more than I talk, and to ask some questions. What is a person's health goals? If there were one or two things that you would like to do to improve your health, what would they be? And most people know top of mind right away what it is. And so then you can begin to address that. Just like a normal conversation, it doesn't have to be a prepared script. You're just speaking to a person, you're beginning to build a little relationship, and you can meet a need when you find out what it is.
That's good. I like that. Anybody else have an answer? That's pretty good, huh? Cool. All right.
I like how she said, I listen more than I talk.
Yeah. 2 ears, 1 mouth.
Yes.
Okay. Debbie, good to see you. Fear or objection?
Yep, you're muted.
Oh, let me unmute you. Hang on 1 second. Okay, there you go.
Trying to unmute.
I gotcha.
Thank you. I guess I'll go with objection.
Bravo. Ooh. I don't have time. I'm too busy.
I would have to say I'm very busy too. I work a full-time job, but I find that it's very easy to just share my experience with people as I'm talking with them in my everyday life.
That's good. I like that. We have lots of busy people on the call tonight. So anybody else want to weigh in on that?
That's exactly why you need our system. It's so simple. 30 seconds and you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it's the best nutrition on the planet. This will actually simplify your life.
Triple F. Feel, felt, found them. Yep. That's the answer for everything.
It is.
It really is. But anyone else?
Yes, busy people get things done. Busy people have momentum in their lives. Busy people meet people.
That's such a true story. I love that. And I always remind people when they talk about busy that that's why we have full team support, because there's always somebody for backup support. If you're not able to do something or be something or be on a call or do a thing, then there's always somebody that can have your back, which is nice. Neat. Okay, awesome. Good job. You guys are rocking. Okay,
Can I say something real quick?
Please.
So I want to give a shout out to Debbie. I apologize. I didn't get to do this earlier, but I want to give a shout out to Debbie because she went in and she met somebody and shared Isogenics, and that person enrolled. So I'm super excited. But we're talking about fears and objections. So I have a friend of mine who I've known for, probably 15 years. And she just messaged me and said, how are you? And I said, I'm good. How are you? She goes, I'm good, but I want to be excellent. So I need to meet up with you and set up my Isogenics plan.
Ooh.
Stay the course, people, because people who tell you no thank you or that's too expensive, which is what her objection was, will eventually come around.
I love it.
Sorry.
Yay. That's exciting.
It is.
Love that. Amanda. Fear or objection?
Oh, let's do an objection.
Ooh, I need to ask my doctor.
Didn't we just do that one?
We kind of did just do that.
We kind of did. Oh, this is a good one. I already eat healthy.
Okay. I guess I would kind of do the feel felt found with this one too, and how I was eating healthier and I still was just lacking energy. I was really stressed out. And since I started Isogenics, I have so much more energy, and it's just really, really simple for me to grab that shake and have that complete macronutrient meal that I don't
about, because meal prep was getting so hard for me with my busy life. And then how we can't get the nutrients that we need in 3 organic meals that we can get out of our shakes.
Awesome. Great answers. Anyone else have an answer for that too? Anyone else use something different to explain that? I already eat healthy. I don't need this. Like I'm on the Whole30. I don't need this.
I do keto.
Yeah, that's healthy. Anybody else have an answer?
I would actually ask a question, and I would just say, how's that going for you? And I think I would just ask more questions.
I love that.
Oh, go ahead,
I
Amanda.
like that too. I love that too, Wendy, because really, so why did they reach out? Why did you reach out if you were happy with your eating healthy and what you're doing? So yeah, ask a question. That's great.
I would ask the question, and maybe, how are you doing on time and having healthy meals that are available on the go, and switch it to a convenience of healthy fast food convenience conversation.
That's good.
I think bringing in energy too. How's your energy? Do you feel like that's the big one? Even if you're eating healthy, I don't think you can get the energy that you get from these shakes.
Great point. And I pull into that. How are you sleeping? How's your energy? How are you feeling? How's your digestion? So when we have all of that long conversation, the majority of time, my so-called healthy eaters are not doing so great. So the questions are really important. Good job. You guys rock. Louise, fear or objection?
Fear.
Oh, I don't know how to lead.
I don't know how to what?
Lead. Like be a leader.
Oh, be a follower. We got to have both. Not everybody's cut out to be a chief. Some are just Indians. So we've got leaders all over the place. We'll lead and follow with us, and you'll soon learn how to do it too.
Mic drop. Everybody go like this. Boop. Okay, that was good. awesome. Thank you, Louise.
Mm-hmm.
You are very welcome. Yes, Miss Kristen. Oh, you're muted. Hang on.
There we go.
Okay.
I think similarly, just building on that, like you don't have to reinvent the wheel with isogenics. So, following other people's leads or asking for help is not something that's frowned upon by any means. So don't be afraid of it.
That's good. And that's so hard for us sometimes, right? To ask for help. Yeah. Good. Good job. All right. Lisa, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Fear or objection?
I'll take fear for $50.
Okay.
All right, hold on just one second.
It's the daily double. Oh, okay. What? Okay.
We ran out of fear. So
we ran out of fear. Oh my gosh. Isn't that awesome? There's no more fear.
No more fear. So give me an objection then, I guess.
Okay. I don't know anything about nutrition.
Well, okay. So I guess I used to feel the same way. I know how you feel. I used to feel the same way, but what I found is that as you start listening to the podcasts, watching the videos, paying attention to what's in the products, taking the nutrition, you'll start learning little things like drinking more water, what certain minerals do, what certain, you don't need to know what's in it. You don't need to know, you just have to feel good. Eat till you feel good. Most people, and I go into, most people will eat a hamburger and not know what's in the hamburger. So the shake is the most nutrient dense, 253 essential minerals, blah, blah, blah. So you just don't need to know that. It'll come.
Good. Awesome. David Wood says? He says, you don't need to know. You just got to go, here.
Exactly.
Goes in here. Put it in. Okay. Awesome. Anybody else have a nutrition answer for when somebody says, I don't know anything about nutrition? So that could be an objection for them to start the system. It could also be an objection for them to share the system. So that could be a double-sided kind of objection, right? So.
Absolutely.
I think sharing that, yes, while we do have a lot of nutritionists and doctors and nurses and things of that nature, that not everybody comes from that walk of life. But the beauty is that, again, we have tools that we can utilize when we don't know the answer. In fact, the tool is the best thing to utilize, because then it shows them that they don't have to memorize anything to be able to share it with somebody else.
That's good. I like. Sherry?
I was going to say, it's okay that you don't know a lot. Why don't you join me in what I'm doing and we'll learn together?
I like that.
Good job. Okay. Wendy.
Objection.
Objection for 200. So your objection is,
or whatever you got.
Oh,
whatever
I
you
know.
got there.
I don't want to drink my food.
Ooh. Why not?
Want to chew my meals.
Yes.
Well, I totally know how you feel. I love to chew my food too. And I actually get to. So, but when I don't have time to make a meal or eat a meal, the liquid version works really well. But I do run into people who have texture issues, or maybe they just want some variety, but thank goodness there are different ways to make it. There are these things called mug cakes, which are awesome. You can make them into protein pancakes if you want to, or pro nuts, perkies, all kinds of fun things. Just make the words up. But yeah, there are all kinds of different ways. And plus we're also eating regular fork meals too. So you're not just doing a liquid diet forever. It's just a part of it.
Good. Give us the recipe for a mug cake.
Okay.
Off the top of your head.
I'll tag you. It's really, I think it's 3. So you do a scoop of protein shake, and then you do 3 tablespoons of water, or you could do a milk of your choice. And then some people do like vanilla extract. I think those are the 3 ingredients. And then you just nuke it for a minute and 20 seconds.
I do 2 scoops and like a quarter cup of almond milk. Unbelievable.
All right.
And then break up chocolate on top.
Mm-hmm.
Still like
oh yeah, you gotta spray the inside of your mug too,
because it gets sticky. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Important point. All right. Good job, Vinny. Fear or objection?
Well, since I have no fear, I guess I'll go with an objection.
Tough guy.
It's too expensive, or I don't have the money.
It's too expensive, or I don't have the money. Well, how much do you think you spend in an average day eating out when you're not at home? And then they'll give me an answer. I'll say, well, you just told me it cost you, $5 for breakfast and $10 for lunch, but it's $15 a day you have extra. Our shakes are only about $2.50 a shake. So you're replacing a full meal with that. So I think you could readjust your budget and stop buying a few things so you can add this to your lifestyle, and you'll see that your food bill will change and you'll save money.
That's good. You know what else we could do? We could tell Jeanette's story, which she's going to tell right now. I'm going to put you on the spot to tell your story.
I actually save $14 a day. It's probably a lot more now, but I used to go to Dunkin' Donuts all the time for my breakfast, and we all know how expensive that is, a cup of coffee. And even when they had those ham and cheese roll-ups for like $2, that all came up to like $6. And then my daughter obviously wanted a little munchkin, so I would do that. And on the way to daycare, I'd be eating that. And then lunch comes around, and I'd go to Subway or McDonald's, and that's like $8, $9 right there. So I'm actually saving at least $14 on lunch, and that adds up to almost $400 a month that I've saved for myself. And I feel amazing. And I've lost weight. I haven't gained anything.
You look amazing. She's rocking. So what a huge point that is for people. And we have this story right here. My friend Jeanette we just did this the last couple of months. She said $400 a month doing this, right? So cool option. It's, can somebody explain the transfer by conversation of transferring where you're spending your money and replacing meals?
We use it as a redirection. So you are, instead of spending money at the grocery store for breakfast, for example, or for lunch, or going out to McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts, as you were doing before, we're taking that money, that particular money, we're redirecting it towards your very own online healthy food store. And what you'll actually find is that you were spending $6 at Dunkin' Donuts. Now you're only spending $3.50 for our shakes. So right there, you've saved $2.50. And then lunch, you were spending $9. Again, our shake is only $3.50. And so now you're saving $5.50. So it's just taking the money that you're already spending it and just spending it in a different location.
Good. And so when people understand that it's not just this expense piled on top of the expense they already have, but we're just taking the funds that are already being spent and just spending them in a different way. So it's not like we have to come up with any new money. It's the same money. the same money.
It's like instead of spending it at Kroger's, you're spending it at Publix or.
Mm-hmm.
Can I add just a little bit to that, Dave?
Please.
Not only does it save money and we can redirect money, but also it's time. I mean, if you were in my situation when I was working as an electrician, you know, I was up every day at 3 or 4 in the morning, had to drive to work, and I would stop at McDonald's or whatever was open, and you know, get my little breakfast sandwiches and coffee or what have you. Well, that takes time, so I would have to leave early to do that. Where when I switched over and stopped doing that, of course, I was a foreman at work, so I had an electric blender. But in certain instances, when I didn't, I just have my shaker cup with me, and I get to sleep in a few minutes early or a few minutes later, leave the house a few minutes later because my shake's already there. I don't have to stop anywhere. You know, what if there's a line at McDonald's or wherever you stop? I mean, there's 20 people ahead of you, especially in a town like Vegas where there's construction all the time. These other guys are up the same time you are. So they're in line at McDonald's with you. So it saves time and money.
Great point. Especially here where the orange cone, we call the orange cone our state bird. For real. All right, let's do one more. We have an objection out there, I'm sure. Grab a good one.
Okay, how about, well, I don't want to take supplements.
Anybody have an answer for that?
That one's easy. I'll take that one.
Go.
Our food is so depleted and our soil is so depleted with minerals and things that we used to get in the daily food we used to put into our bodies that we need to supplement because we are not getting the vitamins and minerals we used to get. That's why we're always tired. That's why we're always bloated. And so we need to supplement certain things. So this is a great supplement.
Good job. Anybody else have an answer for that?
I felt the same way. I'm a health coach and I ate all organic, non-processed, and I still had the worst brain fog. I felt like an 80-year-old woman with Alzheimer's. And so what I found when I started using these products, that my energy increased and that my mental clarity came back. And that is huge. And so unfortunately our food, even though I was doing all the right things, our food just cannot support our bodies, unfortunately, anymore. We've destroyed our planet. It is what it is. And so I've chosen to use the best nutrition on the planet to help support me and my family.
Great job. You guys rock. That was really good. Was that helpful to hear how other people handle fears and objections? No, I mean, and no question, the fear is always going to kind of be there. And what we've learned, and what I've learned, is that the fear is always there. So if all my little passengers are on the bus, the fear is there, the anxiety is there, the happiness is there, the joy is there. Like it's like the little what's the cartoon with all the little guys in your brain, right? That are all a different emotion. That's what's going on my bus. And so once upon a time, the fear used to get to drive the bus all the time. Now the fear just gets to come along, but has to sit in the back. Doesn't get to drive anymore. So when we can work with the thought process of no matter what, we know that the fear is always going to be there. It's just who gets to drive. Who gets to drive? And I always get to drive because Vinny lets me. All right, Wendy.
I just want to say it's easier. Sometimes it's easier when somebody else has the objection. If someone else is dealing with the objection, it's easier for me to say, oh, well, that's easy. I would say it this way. And then it's so funny because that last objection that you came up with, Jojo, did you give her that objection? Because that's the exact one that I had from a personal trainer. And I was like, what do I say to that? Like, why not? Why don't you take supplements? And I'm like, no, I don't want to go down that route. But this was just a great lesson in feel, felt, found people and meet them where they're at.
Awesome.
So thank you.
Thank you guys. That was fun. Something a little different. Play
Yeah.
around. Cool. So remember Thursday night, Jimmy Smith. Thursday morning, if you want to do the training, yay. So, but Thursday night, Jimmy Smith and Dave. And the events are all posted in the events inside Rock Your Life. And also the mystery guest next week. Are you guys, you're going to love our mystery guest. So, and Amanda's going
That's
to.
for this call, right?
Yeah, that's for the team call. That's for our call. But anyone's welcome. So anyone's always welcome, just so you guys know. Anyone's always welcome to sit in. I don't care if outside people sit in. I don't care if cross-lane teams sit in. I don't care who joins us. It's all good if people want to sit in on the call. Especially mystery guest night or guest night. We definitely want to bring people in to learn from somebody who's had such a great experience and been able to really rock the system. So we want everybody that we can to learn from what we're doing, if it's helpful. So please feel free to invite everyone. We want lots of people here next week. Even though, just FYI, Vinny and I will not be here because it's our anniversary. So, we've been married for like, how long? Like 5 minutes? I don't know. 19 years. It's our 19th anniversary. So we're gonna go have a play day. Yay, good. Any questions, comments? If not, we're good. Thank you guys for being here. It was good to see all of your faces and all of our new faces. And welcome you all here. So see you on Thursday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Have a great week. Go rock your life.
Happy anniversary.